Hey, my name is Jorey. I am a trauma-informed life coach. And first of all, I apologize for the noise. I'm kind of by a busy road here. I normally speak to first responders and to military folks in general, but I want to speak right now to the thin blue line. I want to speak to law enforcement real quick. So the funny thing about law enforcement is the thin blue line seems to be stronger between departments who are further away from each other. You know, I see departments who are right next to each other who will have almost this rivalry thing. Sometimes it's even mean going against each other. And even within your own department, you start to see people, you know, fighting among each other. And all of a sudden the police camaraderie is not as good as it should be, as good as it could be. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because when we have emotional trauma, when we've experienced something that has caused PTSD, when we've experienced something that has caused anxiety, depression, it can turn us against those that are the closest to us. And there's a brotherhood in law enforcement and a sisterhood in law enforcement that is sometimes stronger than family. And we grow these bonds together, and then when we feel like our departments or maybe someone in our department is turned against us, that can really shut us down. And I've seen very, very good police officers, great cops, just completely shut down and not get help for what they've got. And eventually I've seen actually police officers fired, they're terminated for whatever, either it's a witch hunt or they do something that they shouldn't have done. But it all boils down to the fact that they had onboard trauma and didn't get help for it, and their department seemed to make it worse because of investigations by internal affairs, rumors on the street, and really that doesn't help anybody. And so I guess here's what I'm saying. There is a stigma that we need to fix with mental health, right? There's a stigma about mental illness that people think, well, they're crazy, they're unstable, they're not controllable, we don't know what they're going to do. And we are trying to fix that stigma. We're trying to crush that stigma. But before we get that stigma crushed, let's reach out. Let's still get help while we beat that stigma. And here's how you reach out and you get help. First of all, you ask yourself if you are experiencing symptoms. If you don't know if you have trauma and you think you might, you probably do. And so ask yourself this. Let me give you a couple of examples of some symptoms of PTSD. So one of them, the big one, is stomach problems. It's the acid reflux. You ever met a cop that didn't have acid reflux or something to that effect? The nightmares, migraines, body aches for no reason, a hard time falling asleep, hard time staying asleep. All those different symptoms are symptoms of anxiety, and they're symptoms of trauma, emotional trauma. So reach out to somebody before we crush the stigma, and then that'll help crush the stigma in and of itself, right? Mental illness is something that a lot of us are afraid of, but PTSD and anxiety and depression are things that can be overcome. I know they can be overcome because I've done it myself. So reach out to somebody, reach out to me, reach out to someone in your department. And by the way, if you believe that you have PTSD, anxiety, depression, if you believe you have some of that, you don't need to tell your police department about it. You don't need to tell your fire department about it. Sorry, I'm going to move this here. You don't need to tell your employer about it. What you need to do is you need to go to your physician. You need to get a referral from your physician. You need to reach out to a physician that's in your network with your insurance and go get treatment. You don't need to go through your employer. That can actually unfortunately hurt your job at this point. So anyway, that's what I do. I would love to help you. My name is Jorey, and also I started a nonprofit called the Unbroken Project to help go around the country and to teach classes on PTSD and on how you can get help for PTSD and how you can protect your job while you're getting treatment for PTSD. So if you're interested in having me come to your city, if you're interested in donating to the Unbroken Project, you can find me at www.unbrokenproject.org, or you can message me here on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube if you just search Jorey. And I would love to be able to come out to your city and to do a a program, do a class on recognizing symptoms of PTSD and teach you what to do about it, how to go about getting help without losing your job or having your job negatively impacted. So thanks again. My name is Jorey Hersher. I would love to help you. I'm a trauma-informed life coach, and please leave me your comments, share the video. Let's get this word out, and let's crush the stigma of mental health. Thanks.